Mhm. Okay. Hi, Shanice. How's it going? Hi, Ashlyn. How are we doing? Happy Friday. Hi, Dima. How's it going? Happy Friday, guys. I was just watching your live with Kelsey. Awesome. Yeah, that was fun. We haven't done that in forever. We were talking about it and we were like, she said, I didn't put up a video today, so I might go live if you want to come. And I was like, okay, it's been a minute. Howdy. Hey, Alicia. How was everyone's week? You made it to the weekend for those of you who work Monday to Friday. Is my Nightbot not joining? Hi, Alicia. How's it going? Moon Jelly, hi. Why isn't my Nightbot working? Oh, there we go. Oh, it just took a minute. Pin message. Okay. Getting ready to drive home and worked on my. Oh, you're right. You're doing your Doctor Who scarf. Oh, I'm excited for you. That sounds like a great night. Just finished a fundraiser for work. Oh my gosh. I hope that went well. What was the fundraiser for, if you don't mind my asking? I'm working on my baby thing today, like normal. I felt so bad that you had to fire your project. It was brutal, I'm not gonna lie, but the fact that I was with Kelsey and, like, doing a live made it better. It was one of those where I was thinking, if I was alone right now, I'd probably freak out, but having support made it better, and, we're getting close to the spot we were at, so. I just finished knitting a chunky hat. Love. Is it a beanie or another kind of hat? Okay. Ooh, an Irish band. Very fun and went well. I work for a nonprofit that does social programs for autistic kids through adulthood. That's awesome. I love that. I that makes me think of when I was in college. Um, a new program was started, I think, called Aggie Achieve, I think it was. I went to Texas A&M, and it was a program to take people with adults with any kind of disability. So there were some adults with, like autism or Down syndrome or other learning disabilities, physical disabilities, things like that, um, and allow them to basically go through university, which, for those of you who don't know, people with disabilities like really struggle to even get into college, but especially people with any kind of mental disability, they can't get a higher education. They really can't, especially in the South. Like there are no opportunities for that. There just aren't. So it has to be like the people, joining together to do that. And that's what that program does. And it allows kids to, well, students, adults. Well, I guess they start as kids because people start. I think when you're a freshman in college, you're a kid. So anyway, kids are kids that normally wouldn't be able to have access to a higher education can do that and can get a college degree. And I think it's so awesome. And it reminded me today because I saw them post on their Instagram and they basically just brag about the students in the program, rightfully so, because I feel like so many people, so many like neurotypical people and people that don't have disabilities think that people with disabilities can't do things, but they can. They can do things. um, thanks, Mia. Thanks for the is that a super chat or a like, whatever that is. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, and so I think it's programs like that are great, allowing people to have access to things they normally can't. And also just a reminder for people who are neurotypical or don't have disabilities that We can all do things, Just because you have a disability doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to get an education. Like, you totally should be able to. Okay. Also, I was in the first time I went to Chicago for work, there was this local Irish band. It was this family from Ireland, and they did Irish dancing, and they sang, like, Irish songs, and it was amazing in this random bar that I was in in Chicago. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool." Yes, a beanie, love it. I knit a chunky beanie recently, and I was like, "Yep, I can't wait for winter." I'm excited. Finally, on the last row of my tote bag before I make the straps. This is my first double-stranded tote, but I'm not sure if I can keep doing double-stranded because of my stroke. Oh, that makes sense. I feel like double stranding is harder on your joints and so that totally tracks. Hey, Tammy, how's it going? There are programs in college for those with mental health. It's just like a deferred program. There just aren't as many, at least in Texas, there aren't as many. And if they are, they like don't accept many people. I agree with you. They exist, but more should exist and there should be more, access and things like that. Lamar University has it. There you go. Hi, Laura. How's it going? Not nearly enough sport. I totally agree. Totally agree. Hey, Kimberly. But yeah, I misspoke. I should have said programs like that exist. There just aren't enough. There aren't many of them. There aren't enough of them. There isn't enough funding for them. And so, yeah, love programs, schools, etc., government assistance that provides access to things, programs, and I can't even think of my thought because there's a piece of hair stuck in my thing. Love programs that give access to people with disability to things that they deserve access to. Just like, yeah. I want to work on a string. Okay, wait. I want to work on a string scarf. I just made a granny square pillow. I want to make a worm. I want to make a worm on a string scarf. Okay, I get it. I get it. It just made a granny square pillow. I was thinking about making a granny square pillow earlier. I was like, wait, that's a great idea. Um. Anyway, love the idea of worm on a string. That's awesome. Like colorwork style. I'm working on a baby onesie. Did you hear that boobs about garbage about finding the cause for autism by September? I didn't. It doesn't surprise me, but I'm disappointed. Doesn't surprise me. Thanks, Moon Jelly. Classic. Disappointed but not surprised. I'm currently making a hexagon cardigan. Awesome. Orange sliced cotton yarn. What that sounds lovely. Orange. Is that like a colorways of that? Oh, I love that. Love that. Love that. I love orange. I feel like it's an underappreciated color, honestly. Still the same one? Yes. Unfortunately, the other day I realized I get so into my work that sometimes I don't look at the whole thing, and I realized the other day that my star is supposed to have 5 points and had 6. It had a whole extra leg, so I had to completely restart. This is the worst timeline. Yeah. At least we have yarn and friends. Truth, truth. I actually was watching a slightly aggravating video. You'll know Jubilee, that YouTube channel that does like debates and stuff like that. I don't know much about them, but sometimes I watch the debates that interest me. And I watched one that was like trad wives versus like feminists. And it wasn't a very productive debate because I feel like when you have debates with people who have such opposing views, like it's not going to go well. You need to be closer a little bit. Um, but it was interesting hearing the talking points. Like I don't know. It was I was going somewhere, but I don't honestly know if I can explain given that it's 9 o'clock and I'm a little tired. But they were talking about how like people always say like, oh, trad wives is you like reversing the clock, but and like going back in time. But in reality, when you go back in time, women were often working. This idea that women never worked is kind of a fallacy. And the idea that now, in order to be like a true woman, you should not be working is, I don't know, that was interesting. I was like, you're so right. Like, even back when you're thinking about, I don't know, like after World War II and women started working while the men went to war, after that, women were working and they've been working and they've been working ever since. I did that with my star charm yesterday. Oh no, restart, do you mean? My nephew is Hispanic and Black, and my sister was telling me about how he likes to watch British and Australian shows, and he's only 2, so he started talking a British accent. That's amazing because I feel like that's great because that means that when he's older, he's gonna be really good at accents. That's what I feel like. At least if Donald Trump could be president, then I could do anything. True, like, the world is your oyster. That's l like, literally faking it till you make it, like, that's what no, actually, not really faking well, I guess, yeah, lying about it, I guess. Lying about it till you make it. Phone autocorrect, it's supposed to say orange popsicle cotton yarn. Oh, okay. Love, though. Love some orange. "Hey, Amy, how's it going?" They couldn't figure out what he was saying, and they don't baby talk to him. She asked if he liked the lime flavor, and he said, it's sour." That's so funny. I added 6 sides and I just left it like that. Okay, I hear that. I hear that. I wish I could do that. My niece says some things with a British accent. I love that. That's like a funny, like, consequence, not really, like a result of the internet that probably no one would have guessed, that kids get exposed to different kinds of accents. I wonder if in 50 years, kids now are gonna be much better at mimicking accents than we are. We won't have any of those. That people always joke about how American actors cannot do a British accent. We won't have that anymore because kids are growing up listening to other accents. Oh, oh, oh my gosh, my ball yarn almost just rolled off my desk. Trying to make it difficult for women to vote if they get married and change their last name. But then how will women have to send to marry men? That's honestly a good point. Like I was talking to, um, I have a friend who lives in Korea, and we were talking about how South Korea is facing an issue right now because their birth rate is tiny right now. Like so much to the point where like if people stop, like do not if people don't start having children, the country will be like wiped out in 100 years because the birth rate is so 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 low. And I don't know, I don't know much at all about the state of political space in South Korea, but I've heard a lot about women being fucking pissed, and I it's interesting to see that that's a real result of, you know what I mean, of conditions worsening for women in a country. Like they're just like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna stop doing what you want me to do." So it's possible. Is that the same project you were working on with Kelsey? It is. It is. Yeah, I ran out of yarn the other day, which was um I ran out of yarn after I was working with Kelsey, and I just haven't continued, so here we are. No fault divorce exists for now. I know it's sad, but let's change the subject. Let's talk about happy things. I actually had like a very long discussion with my partner today about the state of the world, so that's why it's fresh on my mind, and that's why I bring it up. But let's make this live like a fun place for us to just get away. So, um, how was everyone's week? Does anyone have any fun weekend plans? New follow from Kelsey, been binging your videos. Oh my gosh. Hi, Sherry. Welcome. And thank you for yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Welcome, basically. Also, everyone, I've got a video coming out tomorrow morning at 11 Central Time about putting this bad boy up. So, because they want you to stop working when you have kids and devote yourself to completely to having kids there. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to turn my 5 ball of yarn into a cake. I love that my husband wants to untangle yarn, but I wish he would make as a cake instead of a ball. I got cats. Oh, do you know if you don't have a yarn winder, I've seen people make tutorials about how to cake how to cake it without. Is that the situation, or is it your yarn's too big to make a cake? You'd have to cut it up. Is that what you mean? Hi, April. How's it going? I am making a baby onesie. I am. Ooh, you went on a first date. How'd it go? First dates are like, and I'm a sweater. I remember when I was in the dating scene, I would sweat my booty off on a first date. I'm like, oh, I'm a nervous sweater. Maybe I could score some pegboard when Joanne closed. Oh yeah, that's a good point, honestly, because they sell the big ones, the big like the white ones. To make a cake of yarn, use an old recycled toilet paper rolled. That's what I've seen. I've seen people do that. Oh my gosh. Hi, Amy's husband. Hi, Mr. Amy. Right, Mr. Amy. I was trying to think of something funny to tell him, like, I don't know, he should, like, make you a cake or, I don't know, do something nice for you, and then I couldn't think of anything funny, so do something nice for Amy. Yes, I only got a winder that will do tiny cakes, nothing over 10 ounces. Oh, and you don't no, I get that. I kind of I sometimes I feel that same issue where I wanna cake up yarn, but I'm like, "This is gonna be too much for 1 cake. Why would I cut this?" You know what I mean? Why would I cut this up? I totally get that. I totally get that. But yeah, does anyone have any fun weekend plans? I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna try to film a video tomorrow, like a beginner lefty video. But I also said that last weekend. So who knows? Who knows? My friends wanna do, like, one of those hear me out cake videos. I mean, videos. One of my friends wanna do one of those hear me out cakes, so I might be making a cake tomorrow, so we could do that on Sunday. He giggled that he's heading to bed. He's been up since 3 oh my gosh, Mr. Amy, go to sleep. Gosh, that's awful. But yeah, I might be making a cake this weekend. TBD. Oh, baby shower to go to, and then ooh, I love a bonfire. I was just talking to my partner about how I wanna make marshmallows again. I was like, I feel like I spoiled myself because I made marshmallows once, and we made s'mores with those marshmallows, and they were so good, and I was like, "Dang, I need to do that again." Well, I got a Powerball, 1 500-gram hank in one piece. Wow. I'm with pool. I hate having to figure out yarn that has been cut up. I totally agree. Totally agree. Especially if it changes colors, that's even worse. Who would be on your hear me out cake? That's what I've been trying to think of because I feel like I need to look up examples, and we made a rule that, like, I don't know. Okay, like, hear me out. Bella Swan's dad from Twilight, Carla both the dads or any of the dads from Twilight, actually, all of the dads, even, like, um, what's the name of the dad? Billy? The one in the one in the wheelchair? Is that the one in the wheelchair? Any of the dads from Twilight. Um, um, the dad from Wizards of Waverly Place. Let me take a minute. Take a minute. Let me think of an example that's not a dad. I was thinking about this in the shower, okay? So that's why they're all dads, and then my friends are watching I have a friend watching Twilight tonight, so that's why it's fresh on the noggin. That one did y'all see Lion King 1.5? That the emo lion named, like, Kovu or something? He's got, like, eyeliner. Him. Um, I don't know. What are y'all's hear me outs? We had to explain what it was to the boys because the boys didn't understand. And they were like, "This is disturbing." And I was like, "Oh, well, y'all aren't fun." So the girls are very excited about it. It'll be impressive if none of the couples get in fights or something after this, just based on it's so strange. Um, the date went well. I have a hard time figuring out if I like the person or if I just like that they like you. I get that. I get that. You're like, just like, I don't know, being one-on-one with someone, having someone's attention is nice, you know? Anyone in Twilight, honestly, Alicia, true. A hear me out cake is really the cake doesn't matter. You just have a cake and you all come up with your hear me outs, which are essentially people that you would sleep with that are strange. So it's a lot of like people do a lot of like cartoon characters or like animals from cartoons and things like that. And then you put them in the cake and just record yourself to have like a live reaction of it. And it's really funny and it's usually like really strange. Like lots of people said like the fox from the fox from the movie about the animals, Zoo Life or Zoology, whatever that what is that movie called? Thing like that. I was thinking of the Robots movie. Honestly, Rodney Copperbottom from the Robots movie, he's a good guy. Thema line, y'all get it. "Hey, Mira, how's it going?" You said dad, and it's like I got summoned here. Welcome, Big Daddy Bojangles. Who would be on your hear me out cake? Um, I'm traveling to Kentucky to say goodbye to my best friend that's being taken. Oh, Kimberly, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll be thinking of you. Stuff like that is just so it's impossible. There's nothing to say. Sweatpants and crochet all weekend, just need a new show to watch. Ooh, any recommendations? Ooh, ooh, ooh. I don't know, I'll have to think. Any recommendations? Well, my family's been loving the Severance show on Apple TV, I think. Be praying for my friend, her name is Vernie, that she's in the mental health hospital after she emotional breakdown after filing for divorce. Ugh, it's just life is tough all around. I'll be thinking of her. I'm so sorry. Okay, one second, I'm catching up. I'm catching up. I love Kovu. Me too. Just finished a D&D session. Oh my gosh. Tell us about your character. Are you the DM? Love. Um, Robin Hood, good one. Edward Scissorhands. Jelly, you're cracking me up. That's funny. Zootopia, thank you. 20 years married and found out he's been cheating for 3 years. Oh, that's just that's just again, no words. That's awful. I'm so sorry. Playing a bard dragonborn. This was session 1. Ooh, that's so there's nothing like the first session. The Fox from Robin Hood is a classic. The Fox from Robin Hood. I don't know. Oh, good one. Good one. You're so right. You're so right. Does anyone else everywhere else sell big twists other than Joanne's? Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, no. Hi, Brooke. Watched you live the other day with Kelsey. Oh my gosh, amazing. Welcome. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Jacques? Jacques? Let me know. Welcome. Happy Friday. Bards are fun to mess around with. I played a bard for years at LARP. It's so fun to play one in D&D. Danny Phantom's a good hear me out. A good one. Love your glasses and shirt. Oh, thank you. This is my dog shirt. I was wearing my cat shirt yesterday. My friend crochets all the time. It's awesome. It's so good. You should learn. You should learn. What are other hear me outs? I should be writing these down for the cake because the girls and I were like, we need to like literally brainstorm. Also, we're all most of my friends all go to the same office because they're all grad students. So we're all gonna be like in line for the printer tomorrow because I have a feeling we're all gonna print at the office. Okay. Okay. One second. I'm gonna mute myself so I can blow my nose. Okay. I feel like I'm so basic when I play D&D. I always play hello? The people who change into animals. And an elf. I'm like a basic bitch. I'm so sorry. Jackie, I'm sorry. I was like, maybe it's like that makes sense. I was like, I don't know. I'm reading. I'm like, is it French? I don't know. I don't know anything. But hi, Jackie. Welcome. Sorry for brutalizing your name, but good to know. The mom from The Incredibles, good one. I miss playing D. Played way back in the '80s. It was fun when I first started playing D&D because my dad used to play, and I don't know that. It's so interesting how some things never change. You know what I mean? Some games I feel like will be around forever, and I feel like D&D is one of those. My hands friends hear me out as Tim Allen. That's so random. Your shirt scares the hell out of me. It's just a cute little dog. Also, your last live with Kelsey, you asked to do fire trucks and all that. Yes, they bother me, but I have a brain condition. Okay, good to know. I feel like I'm doing research because I thought about that, fire trucks, and forever. Started watching you yesterday. It's helping me cope with my emotions. Oh, well, I'm glad. I'm leaving at 9 p.m. tomorrow after I finish my vendor event. Well, I hope the event goes well. It's gonna be a tough weekend. We'll be thinking of you. Hey, Chantel. Druid, thank you. Why couldn't I think of that word? I don't think I know Hear Me Out's work. I think kind of everyone is honestly, yeah. I feel like that's the tough part of Hear Me Outs is that people come with, no offense, the standard ones, like Danny Phantom, the mom from Mrs. Incredibles. And other people are like, well, everyone thinks that. And then you have to think of weirder ones, and they just get weirder and weirder. I was a half elf warrior, so also a basic bitch. Me and you, Amy, me and you. I played D&D for a few weeks in the pandemic. It was fun. I feel like uh D&D, similarly to crochet and knitting and like sewing, was something that lots of people picked up during the pandemic, which I think is great. After having the strokes, bright lights or flashing loud noises, but that makes sense. That makes sense. Ooh, Inside Out's a good movie. The Orange Doodle Bob? Pause. Oh my gosh, I'm horrified. Someone Moonjelly, you need to see a doctor. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Any of the Power Rangers, honestly, any of them. In the suits. Power Rangers, it's a good one. One some I'm laughing at myself. Sorry, one second. I'm looking up Hear Me Out. I'm thinking of one of the Transformers. That's what I'm thinking of. Dial Solinsky from Dad from Teen Wolf is Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat. Johnny Cage, Mortal Kombat. Huh. I watched that movie and I actually really liked it. I watched Mortal Kombat on the planes, on a plane, just randomly being like, "Eh, whatever." It was really good. Half elf, half elf sorcerer, love. Do you remember Teletubbies? I didn't. Yes, yes. I don't remember watching it very much, but fun fact for those who wait one second before. Let me. Well, anyway, fun fact for those of you who don't know, I'm a triplet, and my mom would dress us up as Teletubbies for Halloween, which I think is funny. So we would go as those for Halloween. Late to the party, but did you make sure the onesie has 5 points instead of six? Yes. Check it. One, two, three, four, five. Miriam for Hunter x Hunter. That's a good one. I'm writing that down. That's a really good one. I thought that the first time I watched it, and I was like, I should turn this off. I was like, I feel weird. Tinky Winky is so creepy. Is Tinky Winky a Teletubby? All the Teletubbies scare me. Okay, I was watching Grey's Anatomy today, and there's a character that looks like a Teletubby because her whole face is so round. What's her name? Penelope something? If you look up Penelope from Grey's Anatomy, her whole face is just so round, and she just looks like a Teletubby a little bit, so if you're curious. Sorry, phone died. No worry, no worries. Jake Sully from Avatar. That's not a hear me out. That's like factual. But I'll add that too. Hear me out. Jareth from Labyrinth. Jareth? Labyrinth. Okay, I'm looking all these things up. Oh. It's great. I'm very supportive of y'all. I'm very supportive. I usually love your fashion style, but I'm not digging your shirt, darling. It's all good. It's all good. We all have our own things. Power Rangers, but only if the suit stays on. Yes, Sherry. Yes. Any of them. Any of them. My friends grilled me from her own. No, like, I feel you. How is it being a triplet? I don't know. I actually had a lot of triplets in my hometown and that went to my school. So it was pretty normal for me growing up. I think if it was like the only ones in town, I think it would have been different because people would be like, you. But it was very normal for us. Um, it was nice having siblings around, though I realized like I mean, the first time I was ever without my siblings, was when I was like in my 20s. And that was weird. Like when I first moved to Florida, I was like, whoa, I'm away from my siblings for like the first time in my life. Like this is so strange. But it's kind of nice to have that kind of security blanket, you know what I mean? Because we're pretty close. So in college, like I know no matter what happens, like I can go to them if I need that. And that was very helpful because I feel like it made me less nervous when I went to college because so everyone around me, is alone. But my siblings and I all went to the same school. And so we're all around each other all the time. And that made me so much more confident, in a time when confidence is needed as a freshman in college. Hey, Ball. Crocheting a red blanket. Love it. The guy on Blue's Clues. Let's see. I'm guessing you mean like the original guy, not the new one. Or do you mean the new one? Uh, um, something is in the water where you were born. Oh, it's IVF. It's fertility treatments, actually. On Robots, the dad was like, "Yes, we have a son," and she said, "I think he's missing a part." Did it really? That movie's so funny, and I feel like not many people know it's not as known as other, like, m movies from that time. I show people for the first time, and I'm like, "You have to love this movie." Oh, Treasure Planet, the kid from Treasure Planet. I had the wickedest crush on him, and the cat girl from Treasure Planet. Treasure Planet. I'm actually named after one of the Power Rangers. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's actually awesome. Have you gone as her for Halloween? I am a triplet, I am a triplet. That's why my name's, 1/3, 'cause I'm a one of Trace. So there you go. Steve or Joe or the Asian man. Yes, that's what I'm wondering. Because I think of Steve. I didn't know the new guy was Asian, that's pretty cool. My twin granddaughters, when they were newborn, had to be near each other, but not touching. If they were touching, they cried. Interesting. May from Avatar, Avatar: The Last Airbender. All of them. But yeah, I no, the second guy, they're on number 3. Okay, the one, um, Joe, I think. He's cute. The one with the big eyebrows. The older brother of Diary of Big Head, that's a good one. Roderick, right? These are good ones. What I might do, if I have a lot, is group people in the same franchise. Like, put all the dads from Twilight, all the Power Rangers, the 2 from Treasure Planet. I heard IVF can produce more chance of multiples. Yes, and I'm pretty sure that I was conceived back when there wasn't as much legislation and rules on how many fertilized eggs can be implanted and all that stuff. So that's why, like, if you think back to like the 2000s and the late 90s, really, there were all these like John and Kate plus 8, Octomom, like all these people with a million children. It's because they did IVF and they had so many children. So, but now there's like more rules, I'm pretty sure, and that's why. Lionel from Thundercats. Okay, I don't even know what that means. What's Thundercats? Oh my gosh. Wait, I get it. I get that. I get that. Let's just look up characters from Hunter x Hunter because I have a feeling there's going to be more in here. Honestly, I had a crush in Killua when I was. Oh my gosh, the guy with the. This guy, that guy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Also, the leader of the bad guys, the spider people, the spider or whatever. I haven't seen that show in ages. Can we clarify? Can I just let you know? The leaders of the Phantom Troop. Yes, 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 yes. My daughter's finishing up her freshman year at UT. Oh my gosh, that's great. I mean, I have so many friends that went to UT. I hope she's loving it. Austin's a great place. You know, too much blue. I can't watch Avatar. Oh, interesting. Are you close to your siblings? Yes, we're very close. We're very close. I'm so confused. Sorry, Kimberly. What are you confused by? What are you crocheting? I'm working on a little baby onesie right now. Little baby onesie. Do you know the cartoon Beast Wars? I do not. I do not. I do not. What was the original question? Oh, are you close to your siblings? Sorry. I could go on. Hunter x Hunter's my favorite anime. For sure, for sure. For sure. I'll have to go through like other animes that I like. Oh, the guy from Chainsaw Man. Like the Chainsaw Man. Whoops. I should watch the show again. This is like a show that whenever I don't know what to do, I put it on. Just good. Oh, the cartoons. Oh, Jackie. Okay, so we're talking about how my friends are wanting to do a hear me out cake, which if you don't know what that is, it's like a we all like talk about characters that we had a crush on like from our childhood to now that in theory it's like sexual that you want to sleep with, but really it's just people that you're like interested in. And it's hearing me out because it's like weird things, like animated characters, like animated animals, like lots of people say spirit, the horse, things like that. And so that's what we're talking about. I love how you read all your comments, and Kelsey was like, "Oh my, do not." Yeah, she was like, I can't." Like it's hard physically. Like if you watch the playback of me and Kelsey's live, you'll see me go because I'm trying to read Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon. Oh, agreed. Never saw Sailor Moon. Agreed. Oh, I've got one. I've got one. Cloak and Dagger, the Marvel character. I love Black Butler. I started that, but never finished it. I don't think. Let me remind myself. Oh no, I didn't watch this. Never mind. I like it though. It looks very emo. Everyone has very emo hair, so I appreciate that. It's a lot easier to read comments when it's a smaller live. So true. If y'all were there or watched the replay, you'll see me go, I forgot this gives me anxiety. I forgot how much her chat gives me stress. And that's why I think she was like, next time we should do yours because she knows if I'm hosting, it won't be as many people and we can do this. Like she had texted me, she was like, don't you have like conversations with people in your chat? And I was like, yeah, we like talk, we like hang out. She was like, wow. Because hers is like an interview, you know what I mean? It's like, no. Um, I love Inuyasha. I've never seen that either. I tried to be in that live, had to leave. It was too chaotic. I hear that. I thought the same thing, and I was freaking hosting it. I get it. I'm older, so my crushes were Davy Jones from the Monkees. Ooh, wait. Sorry, my alarm. Davy Jones Monkees. Okay, let me see. Ooh, I agree with that. He's cute. Hardy Boys. Hardy Boys. Cartoon. I love art styles like that, honestly. Also, it looks some of these characters look like they'd be on Scooby Doo. They the way they're dressed. I love it. I would say Hawkeye from the Avengers, but that's only because I have a crush on Jeremy Renner. It's Captain America for me. Like Chris Evans is just look at his face. Bless Ollie for being able to keep up. It's like a full-time job when Ollie mods Kelsey's chat. I also don't know how many mods Kelsey has, but she needs more. She needs more. Like, uh, Max from Goofy Movie. That's a good one. Max from Goofy Movie is a good one. Guys, this is great. Now I don't have to brainstorm myself. 2D from the Gorillas. 2D from the Gorillas. I respect that answer. Oh, oh no, I feel I can't. I'm confused about what to do. Neighbor asked for an extra large orange and white cardigan, then a week later he says I want a medium. Oh. I asked him, do you want two cardigans or one? And all he said was yeah. Oh, I don't know. I would give it a few days and go back and clarify. Mike Nesbitt. Mike Nesbitt. I I don't know who this is. I can't even find something. Atreyu, never ending story. Okay. Oh, cute. Oh, yeah. He's a little cutie. It was funny because when we first sent this to our friends, one of the guys says, "There's a lot of children on there," and we're like, "This includes from when we were younger, like, these are things we grew up having crushes on, like, chill." Chris Evans, that's a good description, he is pretty. Ollie will try to answer some of the basic questions in Kelsey's chat, and people will re-ask the questions because they want Kelsey to answer them. I know. Awful. Hers is like an interview, yes. I watch her lives, but don't comment because I can't keep up. Most people don't know I'm no, yeah. I it's kinda ruthless, honestly. I like the smaller chat, me too. Exactly like Scooby-Doo era, yes. Ooh, Black Widow, mhm, mhm. Gil from Finding Nemo, one of my friends said that when we were explaining it, I laughed. Uh, the Wozzles, the Wozzles. The I like how I'm just not crafting right now. The antagonist of Winnie the Pooh. That's so funny. Oh, he was one of the monkeys, Mike Nesbitt. Thank you. Oh my gosh, the sideburns. I love it. Oh yeah, he's cute. For sure. The Jetsons. Oh, I loved watching the Jetsons. My family used to we would go around walking around singing the theme song. Maybe I should craft a little bit. Rudolph from the Little Vampire. What the? Oh my gosh. I have never heard of this in my life. Why is his name Rudolph? Oh, Jack Frost from the movie with the seasons or whatever, the different holidays. Ooh, the voice of Fred Flintstone. I didn't watch the Oh, wait, yeah, yeah, I just said I watched the Flintstones. I don't remember the voices, but I can hear the song in my mind. It was the Beanie for Me. I get that. Peter Brady from the Brady Bunch. I feel like that's another common opinion, like, cute. Bernard from the Santa Claus? I feel like the so many things I don't know. Oh my gosh, yeah, I liked him too. Liked him too. Had me by the neck as a child. It's just so funny. Okay, guys, I'm gonna craft now. Maybe like, wait, maybe I should craft a little bit, just a little bit. Mario from Saved by the Bell. Let's see. Yep, yep, maybe. Yep. Never watched Saved by the Bell, but I'm gonna add to add into my list. Oh wait, I was supposed to decrease there. Dang it! Ooh, my command's working. Guys, look, yeah, they don't call it a babbling brook for nothing. Hi, indie girl. How was your Friday going? Or how was your Friday? I guess it's late. I don't know so many of these things, dating myself as a millennial for sure. No, I get that. I would craft it where I'm at my in-laws. I'm just chilling. Yeah. I hear that. I thankfully have solidified it in my family that when I'm at like a family gathering, I will be crafting, but that's tough to do when it's when it's the in-laws. The frogging emotes. So cute. That show is so funny. What show? Oh, Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't never watched that. We had to give away my puppy. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Ugh, I'm sorry. That's so sad. Lucas from Sequest DSD. Lucas Sequest DSD. Yup, yup. The hair, the longer hair. Mhm. Hi, Sophia. was crocheting, but then they were like, "Let's go out to dinner." And how can I resist free? Oh, yeah, 100%. I would be disappointed in you if you it didn't go free food. Yep. My partner actually brought me to a work conference that he was having because they had free food. He was like, "You want to get dinner? You want to get dinner at a work conference?" I was like, "Okay." Put on my nice slacks and we headed out. And I got to listen to a lecture about the cattle industry. And it was actually very interesting. Very interesting. I've been working on a pattern test all week. I'm so tired of it. Ugh. I don't do pattern tests anymore for that exact reason. I feel like the pressure of the due dates and like taking good photos and giving them feedback is too much for me and it takes up your whole life and it burns me out. So I can't do it anymore. Oh, the sweetest old lady picked him up. That's good. That's always good. It's tough rehoming, but it makes you feel, comforted when they go to a good home. What are you crocheting? I'm working on a little baby onesie right now. I wish I could be a member. You keep me motivated. Oh no, you're so good. I I feel the same about like people I follow. I feel like the internet's tough because you find so many people that you love and like you want to support, but it's just not financially reasonable. So I totally don't blame anyone who doesn't want to become a member. And I appreciate y'all just hanging out with me. It's fun and it keeps me productive. To be fair, even though I'm talking a lot right now, I was doing nothing before. I was sitting watching Grey's Anatomy on my phone. So, this is more productive even if it's every few rows. Dang, that stitch is so tight. I'm regretting signing up for this one. I usually do small pattern tests, but this one's a full top. Yeah, I saw this knit dress that I thought was beautiful go up for a pattern test, and I was like, there's no way on any earth I could finish that on time. So I was like, I'll just wait till it comes out. I can't. What's your most used crochet project? Probably I have a good amount of tote bags, and those are things I use a lot. But other than actually, no, honestly, my sweaters. I live in a cold place now, so I wear my crochet sweaters out a lot actually. And those at the second most I would say would be my tote bags. Except for I need to find a better way to store those because I keep them in a dresser, and so I kind of forget they exist because I just grab the totes that are on my door, but I don't hang up my crochet totes because the straps will lengthen. Mm, 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 mm. Trying to explain the pressure that comes from having to deal with the time crunch. I totally get that. I don't talk about what state I live in, but I live in the Northwest generally, and those that live in the Northwest know we've been some cold's been hitting us. But yeah, so now I can wear sweaters more, which is fun because I'm from Texas and I lived in Florida before this. So I've never been able to wear sweaters before really in my life. So it's exciting. The original Voltron kit. Oh my gosh, the original Voltron cast. Let's see. Voltron cast. Oh yeah. Yep. 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 I'm looking at the cast right now. Yep. 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 We're obviously not in the same time, so I'm gonna have to watch the replay later. Got such a kick out of the extra like on your Star Wars. Yeah, I'm glad you did. Okay, Sherry, have a good night. Yeah, it's getting late for me too, actually, but not again. I'm on the West Coast, so it's not as late for me as it is probably for most of y'all. My East Coasters are struggling right now. I bet. Guess who? Hi, Dan. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. How's your Friday? I'm almost done with this leg, guys. Almost done. Honestly, it makes sense that I messed the star up the other day because I never finished a project on the first try without frogging it. I just never, never, never. Um, so I feel like it's not a project done by me. It wasn't made by me if it didn't get frogged, you know? Which is not the case. Even things down to like, well, no, I can't say that. Even like pattern tests and stuff like that, I feel like I have to redo. Like I made a video about a pattern test I did over the summer. It was taught by Mars Makes, and I redid it like 5 times because I kept not counting how many rows I had done. Like, I would just work and then be like, "Oh, I made 50 too many rows," or it's like 4 inches too big. Why didn't I just measure it as I went? I don't know. Trying to make a pattern for a keychain. Oh, a couple's keychain, it's so annoying and very hard. Ugh, making a pattern is so exhausting. I totally get it. Take breaks, take all the time you need. It's almost 12. Yeah, moon jelly. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's only 8:40 for you. Chantel's ready to party, guys, with her in-laws. It's taking me so long to finish this bag. I was gonna put pressure to make this fast, but I'm enjoying your live. I have you playing on my TV. I love that you can do that, like put live stream on TVs, because I hate looking at the phone or the computer. It's just nice. Okay, we're starting a new leg, guys. Party. Yeah. Did I ever tell you my state? I don't think so. I try not to um ask for identifiable information for people just in case they don't feel comfortable sharing it. I literally can't say, "Oh, no, that makes sense." That makes sense because it's a small screen. Okay. This yarn keeps splitting, and then once you split it once, it splits in the same spot over and over and over. Shake that baby like a maraca? What? Did I miss something, Moonshine? So I like screen mirror every single thing on my TV. Oh, that's smart though. Oh, you mean like celebrate, Moon Jelly? Is that what you're talking about? Is that your I've never heard that before. Oh my gosh, guys, guess what? I'm about to finish my book. Well, I finished the book I was reading the other day, but I'm about to finish a different book now, and I'm excited about it. I'm listening to the second Wheel of Time book. First off, for any of you that have read the series, you know, books 1 and 2 are the best. Books 1 and 2 and the last, like, 2 are the best, and book 2 gets so dark, and I forgot how quickly it gets dark, and it's kinda tough to read at times, and I forgot about it. I don't know how I made it through the first time. Well, the first time I was like, "Oh, this is so dark, I want it to get, like, light again." You know what I mean? I want this to get happy again, and, and it's tougher this time even though I know what happens. You know what I mean? I know the resolution of this situation, but it's tough. I need book recs. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You ready for this? Boom! I'm in a city of a 500,000 people. Good luck finding me. Good, Amy, good. Um, let's see. Oh, wait, I also have to do this because I mentioned book. I'm getting yelled at. Okay, okay, Chantel, have a good night. Oh, I gotta organize that. I forget. When I made that command, I did like enter, 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 but I have to split it up by commas or else it's kind of unreadable. So let me edit the command a little bit and then update it to make it readable. Read. When I watch those really dark TV shows, I can never rewatch those episodes because I know what's going to happen. I know. Okay, that's easy to read. That's my reading list. Guys, also, if you were on Kelsey's live, oh wait. Yeah, if you were on Kelsey's live, I talked about how I ordered a new Apple Watch band and it came in the mail. The last one, it was just like a knockoff, but this one's from Apple. And at first I didn't want to do it. My partner was like, no, it will actually be better quality. Their Apple Watch bands are really good. And so I got it from Apple itself, and he was right. This is so good. My last band I had for less than a year, and it was like disintegrating. To be fair, I use it a lot, but like it was so bad. And so look, it's like a nice periwinkle color. Also, I sliced my wrist on tinfoil tonight, baking brownies. It's unfortunate. Okay, one second. I'm gonna pause myself to chug some water. I'll be back. I meant mute myself, not pause myself. Anyway. Yeah, I was wrapping the tinfoil around the brownie tin, and I got it on the raw edge, like the edge broken off or whatever. The selections Twilight. I have read Twilight recently. King of Wrath in the selection. I've never heard of that. King of Wrath. I don't think I've heard that before. You have the original Apple Watch? Ugh. I was bummed I lost mine, my old one last summer, which I think might have been the original too. It was so old and I lost it over the summer and I was so bummed because I was like working on making that thing last for the rest of my life and I got a new one. And now I kind of wonder if I should have gotten a Garmin, but that's okay. I'm very grateful that I can afford to buy an Apple Watch, and not many people can. And so, there you go. Breaking news: safety hazard. If you crochet, do not use tinfoil. Yes, truth, truth. Anyway, maybe we crochet. Maybe I don't know. Ooh, I should. Anyway, okay. Let me count for a second because I got to make sure I have the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. This one, see, I don't know why the first row is always off. I don't know what I do. Whatever. Whatever. Y'all would be astounded by the things that I harm myself on. I'm so clumsy. Oh, let me show you actually. This is from me slicing my finger on, I think, the wall or my dog's kennel the other day. I don't know. It might have been the wall, but literally, like, skin like, this isn't a scratch, this is my skin being removed, like, flayed from my finger, and it hurt so bad, and it bled so much, but it's recovering. I couldn't wear my ring for a bit because it, like, rubs up against, you know? Team Edward or Team Jacob? Team Edward, 1,000%. When I was a kid, I was Team Jacob just because Taylor Lautner's, like, abs, you know, but I've come to see the light. I have. Especially reading the book, I feel like made me more Team Edward. I found Team Jacob just to be so annoying. Hmm. Now that's impressive, Moon Jelly. That's impressive. Spraying perfume and slicing your finger. I once sliced my arm, cut my arm like a couple inches, um, on the microwave at work. How? I don't know. And I remember going back to my desk and being like, guys, like, do we have any band-aids? And I was just like, hi, Bill, how's it going? Vampire, yes. It's funny. Actually, I make my partner watch those movies somewhat regularly because I watch them somewhat regularly. And we had a whole debate because he's so Team Jacob and I'm so Team Edward. Maybe I'm too old, but the toxic vibes were thick. So true. When I read those books as a kid, I thought they were like the pinnacle of romance. I watch the movies now as kind of like a sentimental, oh, when I was a kid, I liked this. And the movies are doable, even though it's still very like toxic and kind of um what's the term for, like, teenagers being, like, not emo, but it's kind of dramatic, you know what I mean? It's just like, "No, mom, it's not a phase, this is who I am," like, that's what the whole movie's like. The book is so much worse. The book is, like I read the book and I was like, "Wow, this is awful." Yes, I totally agree, Moon Jelly. The books are hard to read as an adult. I'm like, "Woo, goodness, no wonder my mom didn't want me reading this book, this is awful." Um, Educational moment. Crocheting is the one reason to learn addition and subtraction in elementary school. True, true. And I question myself sometimes when I'm crocheting. I'm like, can I count? Teen angst. Thank you. Teen angst. That's what the whole book is teen angst. It's like, y'all need to relax. But it's funny because that's what we're like as teenagers. You know what I mean? When I was a teenager, I related to that. You know what I mean? When you're a teenager, everything is the worst thing. You just got hormones, you're going through puberty. Everything is the worst thing in the world and everything's extremely dramatic. And so it does capture that very well, but a little too much now where I'm like, let's relax. Let's relax. Team Bella's dad, true. Actually, I'm Team Carlisle. Bella should have married Carlisle. He's the best character in the book. When I saw the part where Jacob was like, kiss me, that gave me the ick. Oh gosh, it's so bad. And when Bella asks him to kiss her, I'm like, Stop. You're engaged. Watch it. I was a new high school teacher at the time. Such bad relationship models. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Alicia. No, like also is your name pronounced Alicia? Alicia or Alicia? Let me know. But no, yeah, I feel bad for my teachers because I was I can see myself reading one of the books. I think I might have been in middle school, but I don't know which book I was in middle school for. I remember reading it in middle school. I don't know when they came out. And I bet my teachers were like, "You need to not read that book class." I'm old school. Vampires do not twinkle. I totally agree with that. That was the weirdest thing. Like, why did she do that? You know what? Like, where did she come up with that? Another topic is how you were saying you're old because stuff is so sweet. Yeah, I don't eat much sweet things and switched to only organic foods. Literally, like I noticed within the past like 2 or 3 years how much my body has changed and like grown because my food, my palate, which I and it's how it works when you get older, your palate totally changes. And my palate has totally changed. Like I and my stomach too. Like I can't like, eat fast food. I don't eat fast food at all really anymore. It really messes with my stomach, which is good, because fast food isn't the best for you. And then sweets, yeah, things are so sweet to me now. I don't crave dessert as much. Like, there are times when I've got dessert in my house and I'm like, "I don't want that," which is a crazy thing for me to say. Because even as I'm saying this, as my after my while my body is changing and, like, my digestive system's changing, my taste buds are changing, I still eat dessert probably every day. So the fact that there are days when I don't want dessert is, like, mind-blowing to me because as a kid, that is all I wanted. At every single meal, I just wanted dessert. Carlisle's amazing? Yes. Totally agree. I ate that up as a teen. Literally, same, I was addicted. But I was one of those and I'll own this, guys. I was the kid who thought, like, because she was smart, she couldn't be into sorry, not that I was smart, because I enjoyed, like, education and reading and, all that junk. Because I was very, like, educationally focused, I thought that I couldn't be into, like, the romance books and the stuff like that, and so I kind of, like, was a secret lover of Twilight. I thought I was, like, too cool for it or whatever, which is dumb. But I loved it. Um, Alicia, okay, thank you, good to know. MSG messes with me so bad I just switched to natural organic foods, but I also don't have much of an appetite. Ugh, it's so strange because I feel like when we grow up, we're not told how much our bodies will change in your 20s and how much your brains will change. We hear about being in your teens and like going through puberty and like puberty and stuff like that, but your like 20s and getting into adulthood, when you become an adult, it's like it literally is second puberty basically. Like you change so much and I feel like people aren't ready for it. You feel kind of like, when you're in your early 20s, you feel like you've been on earth for a minute. Like you feel established, you feel like you know what you like and you know what you don't like, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, nope. All of a sudden your stomach can't handle this and it can't take that. You're all of a sudden you're lactose intolerant and you're developing a gluten intolerance and all these things change and it's like, what the F? I didn't know. I didn't expect it. Hi Reagan, how's it going? I love Jasper the most. I also like Jasper. He's like, I don't know. But I don't know, curly hair. Love it. Even though I don't like that he's blonde. I don't like dudes with blonde hair. Oh, okay. Have you ever read The Babysitter's Club, Junie B. Jones? I did not. Lots of my friends did, but I never got into it. In my teen angst stage, it was Flowers in the Attic and VC Andrews books. I've heard. Remind me, what's Flowers in the Attic about? I've heard it, but I don't quite remember because I never read it. I also hate the part when Edward didn't care that Bella kissed Jacob and no, I totally agree. He's very passive, which is interesting because I don't know if y'all read Midnight Sun, which is the book about his perspective. He is not mentally passive. I had to put that book down because he is so aggressive. It's very scary, which I kind of appreciate because it shows like Bella's skewed perspective, being a teenager and being young and being emotional and like the teen angst and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, this boy loves me, blah blah blah. And then you get his perspective, and it's kind of a reminder that, hey, like let's this was crazy. It's kind of a reality check for readers because his narrative and his opinions and what's going through his mind are just insane thoughts. And so I didn't finish it. I was like, this is actually disturbing. I was like, oh, okay. Can't eat fast food, I have to take nausea meds with most food, but especially my brain doesn't have the ability to say it's hungry. Oh, that's interesting, that's interesting. Yeah, no, it is the frontal lobe develop once your brain develops, it's like, "Ooh, things are changing." I know so many people who developed allergies, food diagnosed with no, yeah. I remember my therapist was telling me that in your like, not just physical, but mental, that in your 20s, that's, like, a very prominent time for people to develop mental disorders or mental illnesses because your brain's developing, like, your brain's finishing developing. Your body changes every 7 years. Oh, I didn't know that, that's interesting. Hi, Lillian, how's it going? Do you know about the USC Ice Bucket Challenge? Is it just no. Is it the Ice Bucket Challenge that was, like, a thing in, like, the 2010s? Is it, like, a new thing? Oh my gosh, Jackie! I a book that I read that had one of those storylines was The Mortal Instruments. I loved it as a kid, and then at the end, they were like, "Oh, the dude you love is your brother," and I was like, "No." I was like, "No, I'm not doing this." I was a naughty primary school kid. I read it when I was 11. Oh my gosh. Dark family drama. Flower's dad dies, and mom takes 4 kids home to her parents, where mom and grandma lock the 4 kids in the attic. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, never read that, but that sounds interesting. I never was into fantasy romance, just finished book 3 of A Court in Thorn and Roses. I'm loving it. Oh, that's great. That's also interesting as I feel like your reading preferences change so much, not just as you grow, but I feel like as after you finish school, like, there's so many people that go through school and hate reading, and then they finish and they're like, "Reading for fun? This is great. Like, this is revolutionary." Um, I loved reading, but stopped reading in school because, there's no time, and I fell back in love with it now that I'm an out an adult, I guess. Guess that's what I am. Kids lose out okay. The kids grow incest with the older one. Oh, that's awful. I hate that. The only romance book I never was able to read are the Outlander books. Yeah, my friend watched that show, and I came in on, like, an extremely violent graphic scene, and I was like, "I'm okay." And I remember her saying, "No, no, no, you don't understand, it's really good, you should try." And I was like, "Oh, I don't think so." Life Was Not for a Children's Book by Judy Blume. My friends and I would pass it around secretly to read. Ooh, I love that. Um, one of the kids died, the rest managed to escape. Oh, okay. It's where you get nominated, kinda like the Polar Plunge, but it's for mental illness awareness. Wasn't the Ice Bucket Challenge in the 2010s for MS? I don't quite remember. It uh, when did someone do the Ice Bucket Challenge with a watermelon? I said, I mean, I remember doing the Ice Bucket Challenge. It wasn't in, like, 2013 ALS. Oh, that makes sense. Um, man, things come back, don't they? I remember everyone posting it on, like, old Instagram and Facebook, because those were the only 2 really things back then. I mean, was Twitter even a maybe early Twitter? Probably, I guess. Mm. I try to read 100 books a year. Wow, wait, that's great. Jackie, I would love to hear, like, any recommendations you have. If you're curious, I mostly read fantasy, sci-fi, and I'm getting into some nonfiction this year. I've been enjoying some nonfiction, but I would like to read some of the classics. But yeah, let me know, like, if you have any recommendations. Lots of people that hang in these lives read, so if you wanna share. When I was 11, I read Twilight at school. I was trying to hide the book from my teachers because a kid got caught. Oh gosh, that's so funny. 2014. Okay, yeah, I think it was ALS. After that, I read in the toilets like a couple of my least favorite teacher. Oh no. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I noticed that, Amy. She was like, "No, I swear it gets easier," and I was like, I don't think, I don't know. I when I was younger, I used to be able to deal with kind of graphic things more, and I just can't anymore. Like, I can't with the graphic or overwhelming violence. Like, I could if it serves a purpose, like if you're doing a nonfiction book or like a historical fiction about events that happened, I think having graphic violence is significant because it like, takes the point home, Like, I read The Poppy War, and for those of you who don't know, it's a trilogy, it's a historical fiction about, the rape of Nanking, and so it's extremely graphic because it's describing crimes that happen to people in real life. Disturbing, horrific things that were done to people, and I think that serves a purpose, but if it's not like that, like, if this is just a completely made up story, I'm like, I'm okay, actually, like, I feel like you can imply it, like, I was talking about the Wheel of Time 2 book 2 has stuff like that, like, right now, people spoiler alert, this book came out, like, forever ago, um, right now, 2 people got captured and were essentially tortured, and it was like mental torture where they weren't actually being hurt, but in their mind, they were feeling the pain, you know? And so it was graphic, but it wasn't I don't know, I feel like that's something I can do. I don't know, some things towed the line for me, but like this one, I'm having trouble. Even though I know what happens, even though I know get it out of it, I can't do the graphic stuff as much. I wish books weren't oh my gosh, I wish books weren't so expensive and as oh, I understand that. People watch Shameless, I can't watch any horrible negative or movies or show. Oh, no, I get that. I tried watching Shameless, and I've tried several times because people love it so much, and I'm like, "I can't, this is tough." But that show was also okay for me because I think it's also kind of serving a purpose when it's tough about people living in poverty, I think that's logical. Some of it I'm like, "I can't do." Yeah. Oh, my reading, thanks, Moon Jelly. Um, but yeah, if yeah, yeah. And you said you don't do audiobooks, right, Shanice? I love audiobooks, it keeps me up. I totally love audiobooks. I if for those of you who don't know, the, um, 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 the Libby app and Hoopla app connect with most libraries, and they give you free audiobooks and ebooks, and you rent them out just like a physical book at the library. So that's where I get most of my audiobooks and ebooks. The only con is that if you've got a popular series, you're gonna be waiting, and you might not get them back to back if you're going through a series, but I love them both. Libby's better than Hoopla in my opinion, but they're both, I mean, amazing. I also discovered a new audiobook app for those of you who do kind of the Audible style where you pay for a book and it's yours. Um, I found a site that does something exactly like that, but instead of buying the book, instead of buying the book like through Amazon, basically it connects to your library. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Basically, you buy the book just like Audible, but you're buying it from, sorry, not a library, a local bookstore. So your local bookstores will sign up and purchase or rent, I don't know how it works, audiobooks, and then you buy them and then they're yours, like Audible. And it's a subscription, you get a credit each month, I think just like Audible. I will say the books on Libro FM seem to be more expensive, but that's because 'cause you're doing it locally kind of situation. So yeah, I will preface it with that. Gosh, my look at my glasses, my glasses are hurting me. Those apps are awesome, I totally agree. My spelling sucks on here, too small, watching TV, typing on the phone. No, I YouTube chats, why I'm always looking this way is I'm looking at the chat on my computer because I can't read it, so I hear that, I hear that. One second. Um I was able to watch the early seasons of Shameless, but then it got ridiculous and stupid, and I quit watching. Yeah, so many shows are like that. I had to listen to the audiobook and hardback book. Oh yeah, you told me that, Shanice. You told me that. I remember now. Um, Hoopla is great, but it's not curated by your local library. Oh, interesting. I wondered that about Hoopla because there were some books that I was like, why are these not on Hoopla? I don't understand. So that makes sense. I also don't like Hoopla as much because there's no like listening history button like on Audible, on Libby. If you accidentally like click to a different chapter, it'll say like it'll give your history of clicks basically and say you want to go back. This is where you were. Hoopla doesn't do that. And one time I accidentally went to the very end of the book and then I had to find my place, and I was so frustrated. I'm saving money by using Libby to get monthly subscription magazines for cross stitch patterns. Wait, you're cracking the system. I didn't know they had patterns on Libby. I guess that makes sense if it's a pattern book. Whoa, you've just changed my life. That's actually crazy. I literally can't read the chat without my glasses. Like, can I make this bigger? Please, 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 please. Okay. Lots of shows like that, I totally agree. They start out with a good story and then become too money focused, and they just keep the show going and going when the plot is totally lost. I need to stop reading romance, making my standards so high. High standards are good though. High standards are good. People will meet them, and people who like you enough will strive to meet them. I love Audible. It allows me to read the books again. I totally agree. That's why I was thinking about starting like doing Libro because for books that I love, that I know I'll reread and reread, I'm like, okay, I would love to own these. And if I can own them without working with Amazon, like, yeah, seems great. The magazines, you can download or screenshot the patterns. Oh, okay. 6 Feet Under was a show I actually watched through 6 times. Oh, wait, I don't know what's that about? I'm not familiar. Yep, just checking, just checking, guys, just checking. If I really want drama, I'll watch a K-drama. Ooh, I have seen actually, I don't think I've started several K-dramas, but I don't think I've seen any of them all the way through. I watched one about a girl, and she, like, lives, like, at or near some, like, military site situation, and she starts, like, crushing on the military guy. And then I started watching some period piece, which I think had some, like, K-pop star in it. I think that's why I started watching it. Never finished it. And then I started watching, Itaewon Class, never finished it. I don't know why. Well, actually, I know why. It's because I watch them subbed, and I don't find much time to watch things subbed. That's why I don't watch anime much anymore too, because I just don't wanna have to read. At the end of a workday where I'm staring at a screen reading all day, I would love to just look down at my project and listen. But I don't like listening to things like that dubbed. Audiobooks became essential when I lost my sight and speech. That makes sense. 1600 was good. Let me look that up. Oh, that's a show? 1600? I can't find it. A family that were funeral directors, the guy who was Dexter was the star. Oh, I think I have friends who like watched Dexter. I never saw it though, but that actor's like, I like him. I like the actor. I think I like his acting style. I guess. And the clips that I find of Dexter, I think he's funny. For 4 months, all I could go off was hearing touch smell. Oh my gosh, I that's so tough. I again, no words. I think he came out in the early towns. Oh, okay. You should watch a C drama called When I Fly Towards You or Exclusive Fairy Tale. Exclusive Fairy Tale. Oh, from 17. Okay, let's see. Exclusive Fairy. Hear me out, Dexter. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, this looks so cute. Um, what crochet magazines have you purchased in the past? I don't think I've purchased any crochet magazines. I don't do magazines. Really, I don't buy magazines very much. Also, I'm letting you know this is like a 12-minute warning. I'm gonna head out when we hit 90 minutes, guys. Just letting you know. Midnight already. I know. I'm like, wait, it's getting late. It's getting late. East Coast people, how are y'all awake? I'm tired. Dr. Fate was a good historical. Okay, Dr. Fate. Let's see. Comic book character? Is that what we're talking about? I don't know why my foot is cramping right now. Probably just because I have a walking pad, and so I walked like 5 miles. No, 4 miles when I was working today. And then the weather was so nice that I went on a run. And so I think my feet are a little tired because I just moved a lot today. There's crochet magazines on Libby. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. That's crazy. That never occurred to me. That's like a whole different way of using Libby. Oh, okay. I guess I'm running out of yarn. Well, no, I'm not running out of yarn. Just it's just cut. So I'll have to. This yarn is everywhere. I have to magic knot. Jackie, Brandon Sanderson is he's my favorite author of all time. He's amazing. You should read the Mistborn series. That's probably what's been recommended to you because that's usually what's recommended to the Sarah J. Maas girlies. Um, his work is incredible. I would recommend the Mistborn series, and then I would recommend those are the books I'd recommend. Um, you should watch an anime called Blue Lock. It's about soccer. Honestly, I couldn't get into many of the sport ones. They're all kind of the same. I watched Haikyuu and I watched Free, and then I was like, and then I started the ice skating one, and I was like, okay, okay, I get it. I'm making a sweater. Love how the yarn is pulling. Oh, that's so satisfying because I feel like multicolored yarn can really go one way or the other. We'll probably not have enough yarn to finish. Oh no, but I'm glad it's fun to work with. What yarn are you using? I had 2 stitches until I finished my keychain pattern I was working on. I ran out of yarn. Oh no. Are you gonna just redo it with a tighter tension? I do that all the time. The King of Sins. Oh, this is the King of Wrath that you shared. Is a steamy billionaire romance. Honestly, I appreciate this recommendation, but I'm not into the super steamy stuff. So I don't read many of those. Yuri on Ice. Yes, thank you. I was like, what's that? What was the one? Never heard of him until I watched Cecilia someone on YouTube. She lives in Slavbard and has a great channel. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, I honestly, if you're talking like Brandon Sanderson is more of a high fantasy author, so in most cases that's not a very honestly open high fantasy authors are usually white men who don't write very diverse characters, write women well, write diverse characters well, like of any kind of diversity of a race and sexual orientation, ability, etc., etc. He does a great job. He does a very good job. The start of his books, at first, he does a preface and it's short, and then as the book goes on and as he's developing these characters, like there are characters with disabilities, mental health issues, and in the before the books start, he he'll talk about how, oh, this is the mental health professional I referenced and I interviewed to be able to write this mental illness well. And I'm like who, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's common practice, but I've never heard it called out like that. And like, he's such a good author. I really appreciate him. You and Kelsey, 5 other people. I love y'all's channels. I watch your videos. You treat me like a person. It's like, yeah, she understands mental health. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you feel welcome. I'm glad. It's from Yarn Snob. Ooh, I've never bought Yarn Snob yarn. I've never heard of that. You got the first book of the Stormlight Archive? It begins for you, Jackie. It begins. Yeah, it's my favorite uh series of his. It's amazing. Uh you're gonna love it. It's slow. So I think Sarah J. Maas is actually I don't know. I think her books are a little quicker. It's um the Dragon Lady. She does longer books. The dragon books are long, right? I don't know. Anyway, I don't really know. But his books are amazing. Like, I literally just bought my partner got for me for my birthday, Christmas, one of his so when Brandon Sanderson comes out with a new book, he does a Kickstarter kit, um, to fundraise and basically pay for the publishing and distributions of the books, and he got me a Kickstarter kit that included like a leather-bound signed copy of the books, pins, stickers, like, I've got a flag I've got a flag of one of the things you'll find out at some point, and I've got all this merch of his stuff's incredible, like, not to build things up for you, but if you're willing to put in the work and take time, because he's a slow author. He is. He takes times. He wants you to be so connected to your characters so that when he destroys them, it emotionally destroys you. You know what I mean? So when he gives them challenges, you're like crying in your bed. You know what I mean? Like that's what he does to you. Bought myself real physical books for my birthday in January. I got a pile for my TBR. Glad to know that. I'm excited for you. Yeah, I my TBR is really big right now too. I'm going through Robin Hobb, which for those of you who don't know is an amazing female fantasy author. She's I feel like she was one of the first women to kind of break into the fantasy space. She does high fantasy too, and her books are incredible. And so I'm on book 2 of the Farseer trilogy. I'm loving that. And yeah, I've got so many books on my bookshelf right now where I'm like, I can't buy anymore because I've got so many that I need to read. I read so many Pern books that I got burned out on Dragon. Pern books? What's a Pern book? Hand dyed so pretty. Ooh, one color's called Happiness. It has like 100 colors. Oh, right. I was looking up Yarn Snob. Oh, lovely. I love some hand dyed yarn, man. Those like when I get hand dyed yarn, that's when I like I know I want to have like a good project for that, you know? Like I want if I'm buying hand dyed yarn, like that's for something specific that I want to make count. Such a thoughtful gift. Yes. It was. Prized possession. Prized possession. Y'all will see in a video coming out at some point. I started sitting in front of the bookshelf because now that it's getting full, it's like kind of a cute background, even though it's low to the ground. And y'all will see the books on there. That's amazing. Better than Game of Thrones. Yeah, I tried to read Game of Thrones. Again with the graphicness. Like I thought, like when I watched the show, and in like episode 1, what happens between like Daenerys and her brother. I thought, oh, they just added that for the show because it's HBO. No, 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 that happens in the book, and I just turned it off. I was like, okay, I don't know, I can't. I feel like that's another thing I like about Brandon Sanderson. There's violence, there's graphic things sometimes, but it's always very purposeful. Whereas in Game of Thrones, I'm like, this stuff isn't necessary. Like this is just, why are we, almost I don't know, making this violence seem like a good thing. Like, why are we promoting this violence? I don't understand when it's not necessary, you know? He's like, Mark Ward, you love someone then? Yes, exactly. Anne McCaffrey, the Dragon Rider books. Ooh, okay. Anne McCaffrey. I do love a Dragon Rider book. If y'all like dragons, a book that I really liked is called The Rage of Dragons. It's really good. It's written I don't even know the name of the author. Let me look it up. It's, by Evan Winter. And, um okay, let's see if I can find it good. It's a fantasy book about dragons, and it's kind of like an Africa or an African country inspired fantasy, which I feel like is so unique and interesting. And it's really good. It's an interesting take on dragons in a way that I don't think has been done before. Then again, I don't read many dragon books, so I'm not gonna say. Just as unnecessary as saying the F word instead of the real. Yes, no, I agree. Misogyny. Yes, I agree. It's totally misogyny. Yeah, I agree. It's so disturbing that stuff like that gets so popular too. You'd think in a perfect world we would see stuff like that and have happen on episode 2, and we would stop watching, and yet we just like even I saw really inappropriate behavior between this girl and her older brother, and I just kept watching the show. It's why do we do that? I don't know. And so I decided not to force myself to read those books, even though everyone says they're so good, because I'm like, I'm not going to support an author who writes stuff like this. I just won't. I won't when there's so many other good things out there. Book, thanks. Moon Jelly's keeping me honest. I need to come up with some other sassy response for Nightbot from that. Hi, Dreenie. How's it going? Nightbot. I made some sassy responses for Nightbot in some of these. It's good. Book crafter is not a reader. So true. I feel like they're very. I was making octopus. I have 4 to make for an order, but ran out of steam. Oh, I feel like when you have to make multiple. Sometimes you can get into such a groove, and sometimes it's like, okay, I'm actually not a machine. I'm actually not a machine. Oh wow. Wait, guys. I think I'm gonna head out. Actually, I was like, wait, what time is it? We're we're at time, and I'm getting close to the end of this leg, so we're getting close to finishing the back panel. But I think I'm gonna head out because it's getting late for all of us. You and your group of crochet friends are like the only good crochet videos. Oh, thank you. I found some good people on here, which is very lucky. But yeah, I think I'm gonna head out. I hope everyone had a good time hanging out. I hope you made good progress on your projects, and I hope everyone has a good weekend. I'm gonna try to go live sometime this weekend. Not quite sure when, but yeah. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Have a good night. See y'all next time. Bye.